Hey everyone, it's Sammy from Push Square, and I know I said the last video was going to be the last Spider-Man one, but I did get a few more questions on the site and on YouTube. I thought I'd do one more video talking about the kind of side activities and side content that I saw in my 2-hour demo of Spider-Man on PS4, so I'm going to get into that in this video. Please do remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. With all that said, let's get into it. So over the course of Marvel's Spider-Man's campaign, you're going to be battling the Sinister Six, as well as hundreds of henchmen that have been recruited to obstruct and get in the web-slinger's way. And you can really expect, from what I've seen, a dense storyline in Insomniac Games' latest title, exploring Peter Parker's life as a scientist, as well as his relationships with characters like MJ Watson and Aunt May. But what about those moments where the wall crawler's not navigating social situations and he's not fending off supervillains? So like I said at the beginning of this video, I did play Spider-Man for 2 hours, and this won't encompass everything that's in the game, so don't take this as a kind of definitive guide to all of the side content in Spider-Man, but here's just a few of the things that I saw during my hands-on. So the first mini objective that's been well publicised in a lot of the previews are that there are radio towers scattered around Manhattan, which you need to hack into by completing a kind of sine wave minigame. And what I mean by this is you basically have to use the analog sticks to match the frequency of a transmission, and once you do this, you'll be rewarded with a kind of Assassin's Creed style panning shot of your surroundings and of the New York skyline, and also areas of interest will be added to your map and your mini-map. Now, the first of these that you're really going to notice are that there are crimes going on all around New York City, and these range from simple combat scenarios where you just have to fight off some goons, maybe they're thieves or they've been harassing someone or something like that. Other ones that I saw involved like a stolen car, and you need to kind of chase it and then get on top of it, and there's a little almost QTE, not quite QTE, it's a kind of like fighting sequence where you take out the people inside the car and then you kind of put it out of commission basically. So completing these crimes earns you XP and tokens, which you can invest into upgrading your character and unlocking new gear. And the same thing is true of Peter's old backpacks. Now this is another collectible which you find scattered all around the city. The cool thing about these backpacks are once you've collected them, they get added to the game's menu, and there are like little bits of lore and other bits of information. You can basically look at what was inside his backpack. I think one of the things I found was like an old menu which he explains was from him and MJ's first date. There's other stuff like newspaper cuttings and things like that, so that's quite cool that it adds a bit of background to what you're doing, and it kind of helps build the world. It's not just a throwaway collectible like the feathers in Assassin's Creed or whatever. So other side activities I saw in the game included, like, there are landmarks around New York City that you can photograph using the in-game camera, and once you do this you'll get an XP boost for your troubles. And there are also like kingpin strongholds that are scattered around the map, and you basically need to infiltrate these and extinguish them. You know, they play out like little combat scenarios where you'll face waves of increasingly more difficult goons, and once you've beaten them all, again, you get a token, you get XP for doing it. And the final thing that I noticed in my playthrough is that when you actually return to Peter Parker's office, which is basically a laboratory because he's a scientist, but when you return, there are little work tasks that you can complete. Some of this is built into the story at the start, but I did notice that you could go back and complete some of these kind of Pipe Mania-esque puzzles. Now, I did talk about that in more detail in one of my previous videos, so check that out if you want to know more. But what I got from that is that as you progress through the campaign, there's going to be more Peter Parker puzzles to complete, and again, once you beat them all, it feeds into the title's overall upgrade tree, you get XP and so on and so forth. So we already know that from previous reports there's going to be bomb diffusion missions. I didn't see those from myself in my hands-on, but that gives me a lot of hope that the game is going to be absolutely filled with other side activities to do. Like I said, I only played the first 2 hours. The open world is only just about starting to open up by the time I was finished with my playthrough. So in the full campaign, I'm expecting a lot more stuff to do. Hopefully we'll see some side quests involving some other characters from the Spider-Man universe. And my takeaway was that none of this is particularly groundbreaking. You know, nothing I've mentioned here is anything you haven't seen in another open world game before, but the point is that Spider-Man's traversal is extremely satisfying, and so getting around the city and just completing these tasks, ticking them off the sort of map, is fun in of itself. So yeah, I'm hopeful that with a lot more variety in the full game, it's going to be really entertaining just going around and mopping all this stuff up, as it is in games like Mirror's Edge and Infamous and stuff like that. But let me know what you think in the comments section below. Which side activities are you most looking forward to completing? Yeah, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and thank you so much for watching.